welcome to this training, which is literally all about what are you offering? What are you actually offering? And if some of you have been watching this, again, if you're watching on the replay as well, you can do this. If you have an offer already, maybe it's converting well, which is awesome. Congratulations, you've got a great offer that's doing well. Let us know what the offer is in the comments because other people can hopefully learn from what's working well for you. Maybe you already have an offer, but it's not converting the way you want it to. Maybe it's not attracting the people into your business the way you want it to. Again, if you've got that, pop it into the comments and let us know and share, and I can give you some feedback and advice on those offers as well. If you don't have an offer at all, just put I don't have an offer. Let me know it in the comments because I don't think everybody has them. You know, we know what we're offering as a service, but we don't actually have a particular offer. So what I want to do in this training here is go through what it is you're actually offering, how to put that offer together, and really how to create an online personal training offer in 2024 that actually matters, actually makes a difference, and actually help people bring more leads, more sales into their business. So Heather's just putting there, I want to refresh, tweak my offer. Awesome. Perfect time to go and do it. So let's dig into this training itself. So first of all, let's talk offers. So this might seem very obvious, but I want to reinforce this to you on here. Unless you make offers, you are not going to make sales. And most online trainers and coaches fail because they don't make enough offers. It's not that they don't have enough leads. It's not that they don't post enough on social media. It's not that they don't particularly spend enough money on ads. It's because they don't really make enough offers. That's the biggest issue. Because a lot of the time we actually have lots of leads. We have lots of potential clients around us. And unless we start making offers to them that's going to attract them into our business, is going to actually want them to come and sign up, then you're not going to make any sales. If you don't make any sales, you don't bring cash into your business, it's game over. So we've got to make sure that we're making offers. But first, you need an offer. Now, before we go and jump into what an actual offer is, I want to see what offers have been coming up on the screen. So Hector's mentioned, I don't have an offer yet. I need to go and set one up. Perfect timing. We can do one together now. And Carl's put, I help middle-aged men and women lose weight, build strength and mobility by getting back to the basics with a simple home-based fitness and nutrition program. Yes, my offer is up in the air. Yes, a little bit. It's not bad in principle, but we do need to go a little bit deeper than that. And I'll explain why as we go through this training and how a few little tweaks to that can actually make all the difference in terms of attracting the right type of people to your business. So, what is an offer? So for an online fitness business, the offer is the why, not the what. So we can use that with Carl's example here. I'm sure hope you don't mind me using this as an example, Carl. So Carl, you put down there, I help middle-aged men and women lose weight, build strength and mobility by getting back to basics with a simple home-based fitness and nutrition program. Would you say that is a what or why? Is that what you're offering, or is it why it's actually helping them? Which one is it? I know which one it is, looking at it. It's more about the what. So everything you're talking about there is what it is you're actually doing for them. You are helping. You've called out the person, which is great. That's the first thing. You've called out people you actually want to go and work with. But what you're talking about then is the what. It's the strength, it's the mobility, it's the back to basics, it's the simple workouts and things like that. So what we need to do is try and shift this to the why. That's what we're going to try and do within this offer. And by doing that, it's going to help you bring in the right kind of people to your business. And really, it's actually going to help you just make and convert clients. What other offers we've got on here as well before we dig into actually putting one together. So Heather's put in, I'm Heather, I lead a national life coaching business called Best For You, which helps busy professional women transform their lives from frazzled, frumpy and frustrated to strategically balanced, physically fit and mentally fierce. My signature high five methodology is created specifically for women who are crazy busy, high achieving and who really who are ready to look and feel fabulous. Cool. That's quite a good offer. We may want to look at condensing it, but I think it's starting to do the right sort of thing. We're starting to talk not just about the what, we're starting to talk more about the why with that offer, which I think is great. But what we can do is we can take that now. So to me, that's like an elevator pitch. That's something like, hey, Heather, what do you do for a living? That's what you could say to somebody. Or maybe you're going to do a talk somewhere. We want to try and turn this into something specific, like an actual offer, as in like, this is what I want you to do, to come buy my stuff. And that's what we're going to try and create today. So we're going to not focus on the features and what they get. In order to go and do that, we need to go and ask ourselves a few simple questions. So if you're watching this and you've got the time and you're available, got a pen and paper around, write some of these questions down. Of course, you can always watch this on the replay as well. So first of all, who is your program for? So I think the examples we've had on here already Heather's made it really clear in her offer that she's got the moment call. Again, you've made it really clear in your offer as well, who's actually programs for. So we really want to start digging into this. The more you understand your niche, the easier it's going to be. Now, I'm not saying you have to have a super specific avatar that you want to go and work with at the moment, but you really need to start having a niche. You need to start calling out the right type of people, because the more broad you are in what you do, the more difficult it is to go and stand out, because you're basically in a pool of probably millions of other people serving the same type of person. So you want to make sure that the people you want to work with are quite specific. The more specific they are, the easier it is for your offer to stand out in a crowd. So that's what I want to be trying to do here. So I'm going to give you an example here. I want to go into quite a bit of detail with this. So who is your program for? In this example, our program is going to be for male business owners who struggle to balance their time with family and their business. They've tried a few things in the past, but it took up too much time, and they wanted to make a change and try something different. So that's who it's for. So it's not just for men. It's not just for male business owners. It's not just for a normal male business owner that's doing okay. It's one that's struggling to balance their time. It's someone that's got a family as well. It's someone that's tried things in the past and it's taken up way too much time for them, but they know need to go and make a change for their future. That one paragraph there is telling me a lot about the person I want to work with. And in order to really make a good offer, you need to be able to understand that about your clients, your avatar, your niche. You should be able to, within a very short paragraph, describe that person and what they're dealing with, as you can see on the screen right now. So making note of that question, who is your program for? Next up, we need to understand the problem that they have. So what problem does this particular person have? And I'm going to say this to everybody who's listening here. Nobody buys something unless they have a problem that needs solving. You might be thinking, well, surely that's not the case. Actually, when people go and buy things like they buy pillows for their sofas, that's not a problem that you're solving. Well, I'd argue that it is. Maybe their pillow's looking a bit drab, their sofa's looking a bit drab, so they buy a pillow for it and put it on there. Maybe they're having a bad day, so they feel better by going to go and buy something and spending something because it gives them some purpose and something to go and do for the day. So they go and buy something, a pillow for the sofa. If you've got a wall that needs painting, you buy paint. If you need to lose some weight, you might go to the gym. If you're not sure how to lose some weight, you might hire a personal trainer. Like, there's always a problem that needs solving if you're going to buy something. So not only do you need to identify the type of person you want to work with, you also need to identify the problem that you're going to go and solve for them. I notice I've said problem there, not problems. You may, in your business, solve multiple problems over time. You may do. But I'm going to advise you when you're doing an offer to focus on solving one problem. What we're basically trying to do here is create something that solves one problem for one particular type of person, and actually one particular price as well, but we'll get onto that in just a moment. So what we want to do is start identifying the problem, and I'll give you an example that we got up on the screen here from the one we're putting together. So our example is they have no energy after finishing work to spend time with their family and lack confidence at work because of the dreaded midlife spread around their waist. So we're starting to understand what their problem is. And if you look at what I've written there, I've written this from the potential client's point of view. As a coach, it's very easy to look at this and go, well, actually, their problem is they're eating too many calories. They're not exercising enough. What we're doing there is we're talking about the smaller things, the smaller habits that they're not doing that's leading to the problem. We need to see what this overall problem is. And then eventually we can work backwards from that. And we can look at, okay, what habits need to do, what changes in their lifestyle need to do. But that's all on you. That's all part of the program. We don't talk about that in the offer. None of that matters. All they need to know is that you're solving this particular problem here. When someone makes a decision to go and buy paint, for example, they look at it and go, right, I need this particular colour because this wall needs painting. Like, that's the first decision. And that's in essence what this first offer is going to do. Once you've got them with this offer, you can then start doing other things after that. So if we put all this together now, we have a male business owner who struggles to balance their time with family and their friends. They've tried a few things in the past, but they took up too much time and they want to make a change to try something different. They have no energy after finishing work to spend time with their family and lack confidence at work because of the dreaded midlife spread around their waist. So identify the person, we've now identified the problem. And next up, we need to look at, I'm going to go back here, there we go. How will your package solve the problem? So how will what you're doing solve the problem for them? So we're going to have this example on here by making small changes to their habits and looking at ways that they can be more active as a family unit so they can spend more time with their loved ones or the people that they love. So by looking at how we're going to solve the problem, to do that, you want to go back and look over these two things here, who you're actually working with and what problem do they actually have. When you do that, you can decide on how you're going to actually solve the problem. Again, I'm not going into too much detail here. All I'm actually starting to do is say, right, what am I actually going to do? Some small changes to habits. I'm using language again that my particular client avatar, my niche, will understand. And we're going to be looking at ways they can be more active as a family unit because that's something they want to do. They know they want to be more active. Most people aren't stupid. They know what they need to do. They need to be more active, but they want to do it as a family unit. So I'm actually starting to identify these key things within the language that I'm using here. We know they want to spend more time with their loved ones and their family. We know they want to do things together as a family. We know that they want to be more active because they've tried things before in the past. They understand what they need to do. They just struggle to do it because they lack the time to go and do it. Or maybe it's been too complicated. So we're identifying that we can use small changes, change away some habits, and look at ways to be more active together so they can spend more time with their family. And we're starting to do that by looking at our package and thinking that is what our package needs to do in order to solve the problem for our clients. So that's what we're trying to do there. So we're going to pull all these things together. Everyone follow me so far? Hopefully you are. If you are in the comments, just give me a thumbs up, say yes, following so far, or Ash, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'll try and go through things in a bit more detail. But hopefully everyone's following on. I can see some more people jumping on too. So hey Tristan, hey Amanda, hey Luke, and hey Gabe. Nice to see you all on here as well. Awesome, got some thumbs up. Happy days. Thank you very much, Carl. So next up, let's pull this together and we're going to add in the call out, the scarcity, or scarcity, we're going to call it, and a CTA. So a CTA, if you're not sure what that is a call to action. It just basically means we're going to get somebody to do something. We're asking them to go and do something. So we're actually going to go and take everything we've talked about there and turn this into a short paragraph. It's going to be an offer. And an offer literally is not just about who you're actually going to help. It's actually getting them to go and do something. It's getting them to reach out to you, to click a link, to go and book a call with you, to go and purchase something. That's what your offer needs to do. You should always lead them to go and do something. So we're going to have a shorter version of this first. We're going to start off with. I'm going to give you this example. So at the start, you can see here, I'm looking for 5 men. You don't have to use 5 men. You can use whatever you want there. You don't even have to put a number on there. If you're not using, you're not limiting the amount of people you want to take on, you can put whatever you want on there. I'm just using that for example because I believe most people have probably seen this before. I've probably seen people use this type of thing before. So hopefully you can think about where you may have seen that and you can relate to it. That's why I'm using that on here. But all we're doing here basically is doing the call out. We're calling out our avatar within this message. So we're saying, I am looking for 5 men in this example who are tired of sacrificing their get my words out. I'm looking for 5 men who are tired of sacrificing their health and family life for their business. Over 12 weeks, you'll lose that midlife tire and have more energy to focus on your business, all while spending more time with your family. Is this you? Comment below and let's chat. So this comment below and let's chat is the CTA. I want to talk a bit more about the CTAs in just a moment, but that's the CTA. And the scarcity on here is this number, is the 5 men. But there's other things you can do here. You could have launch dates, for example. If you're running things in cohorts, it could be, all right, we're going to close the doors on this particular date. You're just adding something in there to add a little bit of scarcity to this to make sure that it's time sensitive. That's what we're trying to do with this here. So we're adding our call out, we're adding our scarcity, we're adding our CTA. And this entire offer here is pulled together from everything we've talked about already. So you can actually see here, we're identifying who we're actually working with. Looking for 5 men. We also know who are tired of sacrificing their health and family for their business. If we go back and look at our original question up here, which is who is this program for? Just from that sentence alone, that's identified this. Male business owners who struggle to balance their time with their family and their business. So just from that sentence alone, we're not saying I want to work with business owners. We're actually talking a language that they understand. I'm looking for 5 men who are tired of sacrificing their health and family life for their business. So that one sentence identifies what that paragraph did earlier on and pulls it all in together. We're then going to talk about here, over the next 12 weeks, you will lose that midlife tire. So if we go back to what the problem is, we're using language again that they use and understand. They've called it midlife spread, or they might call it midlife tire. This comes from your research of your niche and your avatar. Start using language that they actually understand as well. And that's how they identify it. Don't worry about your peers. Don't worry about being technically correct. The amount of times I see people talk about tone up on their sales copy, and then some other personal trainer comes along and says, you can't tone up. Just tell them to shut up and be quiet. It doesn't matter what they think. Yes, you know it's technically not correct. It doesn't matter. Your avatar and your niche and the person buying from you, that's the language they know. That's what they understand. You need to use that in order to try and attract them in. Once you've got them in, you can help them and educate them and help them understand that that's not exactly what's going to happen. But you can use that language to start off with. As long as you're not lying to them, you're all good. So let's go back over here. In the next 12 weeks, you'll lose the midlife tie and have more energy to focus on your business, or while spending more time with your family. So again, this has come from my research and me understanding them. I know they want to spend more time with their family. We can see that over here when we look at what their actual problem is. They have no energy after finishing work because they're not focusing their time properly on there, and they're lacking the confidence at work because of that midlife spread, and also want to spend time with their family. So over here, we're starting to identify this in this last sentence, pulling all those things together. So it's making it clear who it is we actually help, and we're using words and language that's going to trigger our audience. So if they come across that, they're going to be able to see it in a very short amount of text, read it quickly, and understand this is for me, this is solving my problem. That's what you're trying to do with an offer. And then you're going to finish it off with a call to action. So I'm putting, is this you? I always try and put something in there to ask if it is that person or not. Because what you're doing there is get them to say yes. You get them to say yes before you ask them to go and do something. And there's a lot of psychology behind the idea of getting someone just to say yes before you actually make them do some kind of call to action. They're going, oh, yes, that is me. So let's go and do this. You've already agreed. Let's go and do this then. There's no reason why you shouldn't go and do whatever this next step is going to be. So in this case, I'll put comment below and let's chat. Now, depending on your audience, depends on what kind of thing you want to put on here. You may put comment below. But let's say that the target market and audience I'm looking for maybe is 5 men, but maybe because they're kind of business owners, because they are from a particular area or background, maybe my research has told me that there's a lot of ego at that stage. So maybe they have a lot of ego. They don't want to look, in their eyes and their opinion, weak because they need to go and get help for something. So they may not comment on your post. So if you're doing that, then don't put that as a call to action. Don't put something on there that's going to hold them off. It's going to give them a barrier. You want to remove any barriers. So in that case, it might be click the link in the comments, or it might be click the link on this page, or drop me a DM to chat, if this is going to be used on social media, for example. So you need to start thinking about your call to actions and where you're putting these call to actions in order to make sure that whoever you're offering this to is actually going to take that step. But what we're really trying to do here is very quickly call them out, a little bit of scarcity to it, make sure it's nice and clear that we understand who the offer is actually for, how it's going to help them, and then give them a call to action they can do without second guessing it and thinking about it. And that's basically how you want to be going to put an offer together. So where does this offer actually fit in the overall scheme of things, that particular offer? Now, within your online fitness business, you're probably going to have lots of different offers. You're going to have different offers at different times. You're going to have different variations of your offer as it develops and your business grows. But let's just keep it really, really simple. I would start off with, if you're quite new to this especially, just one offer to start off with. And it's going to be your main flagship program, your main flagship offer. Over time, you will build other things up. Like, for example, over here, in this stage of the client journey, you might have multiple like premium services and membership offers and things like that. And over here, you might have lead magnets that you might use in the awareness side of your client journey. But this offer we're talking about today is probably going to fit here. It's in this convert stage of the client journey. And this really is where your flagship program will be. It's trying to get people into your main flagship program. If you're watching this and you are struggling to get started, or maybe you haven't really got all this other stuff put in place yet, create an offer for your main flagship program and focus on doing that first. Once you get that dialed in, the rest of this stuff will become so much easier to put together, I promise. So this is where that offer is probably going to fit at this stage, especially the one we've used an example here. The next question is, how often should you be making offers? I said at the start here, one of the biggest reasons most personal trainers tend to fail, online personal trainers tend to fail, is they don't make enough offers. So how often? Daily. Really, you should be making offers every single day, one way or another. They might be thinking, Ash, I can't do these things every single day. I can't make offers every single day. Of course you can. There's lots of things out there to go and help you. I mean, if you're using PT Distinction, for example, you can have automated stuff. You can maybe create a lead bank that attracts them in, and you can have automated emails that go out making offers to them. You might have an email list on there. You might have social media. You don't have to make offers every single day in the same place. You just need to be making them to wherever your audience is hanging out. And start doing that quite regularly. Get people to start doing stuff and making offers. The more you do it, the more sales you will literally make. And data is pretty clear on this. So does it mean, like I say, posting every day? No, it just means making offers in the right place at the right time. Hey there, Rosa. How you doing, mate? So there's going to be a little bit of a task for you to do at the end of this training. Like I said, if you do this and you take action, it will start to work. So I would watch this on the replay if you have time to do it. Make a note of those last few questions. And I want you to write your offer based on what I've talked about here. So some people have shared their offers already, which is amazing. I want you to literally write down your offer. based on the training we've done here, and just pop it into the comments below here. Drop it in there and just tag me in it. So tagging Ash Burley into it, and I'll have a look at it and I'll give you any feedback on it based on what we talked about here to see if we can improve it in any way at all. If you can do that, once that's done, go and share it with your audience and let's just see what happens. The worst thing is absolutely nothing will happen and it's taken 10-15 minutes of your time to go and do it. More likely what's going to happen is you're going to start getting some engagement on it. People are going to message you. And the very least thing that's probably going to happen is people will start understanding exactly what it is you do, and they might tell their friends about it. So this is what I like to do. These are your tasks for this session. So write your offer based on what we talked about here. Post it in the comments. I'll give you some feedback on that offer as long as you tag me in it. And then let's go and share it with your audience, and let's see if we can make some sales from it as well. So there you go. That's it from my training today. Has anybody got any questions about what we've been through today? Anything they want to have a look through again, just let me know in the comments, and I can always bring bits back up again if you want to take a look at anything. Or has anybody got any other ideas, any other feedback, any other offers they've done, or any other different ways of making offers? Again, let us know in the comments, and yeah, we'll go from there. But I think that is it from me today. Unless anybody does have any questions, then yeah, I guess I'll leave you guys all to it. Awesome. Happy days. Well, I'll be back on here next week with a new training. I'll put the details into the group early part of next week to let you know what it is and what we're going to be working through. If you've got anything you want help and support with, please do let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know just posting inside the group, and if we could put some training together, or even bring an expert in as well to come and talk about that particular subject, please let us know. I can go and reach out to him. We can get some training and stuff put together for that. But yeah, that's it from me this week. Thank you so much for taking part in this little workshop and this little training. I hope this has been really, really helpful. Hopefully, I'll be able to see some of your amazing offers popped into the comments over the next few days. And if you've got any questions about what I've talked about today, please do let us know from that. Now, before I do actually go, there's one more selfless plug that I'm going to go and put in just because I think, why not? I've got the opportunity to go and do it, so I should go and do it. If you do want any extra help and support with this, and you really want someone to actually work with putting your offers together, as well as everything else when it comes to building, launching, and growing a successful online personal training business, you can come join us at the brand new PTD Ninja Academy. We've changed how we do things over at PTD Ninja because we want to make this as affordable and cost effective for new businesses as well as old businesses when it comes to becoming successful online and building, launching, and growing a successful online personal training business. So what we've done is we've taken our OPTC course, which you may have heard of, which tells you literally how to build and launch and grow a successful online personal training business step by step. It has all the systems and processes involved in that, showing you how to do the lead generation, the marketing, the back end stuff in terms of running it, all the systems you need to run your actual business. Also how to manage your clients online, how to coach your clients online. And because it's obviously PT Ninja, we have everything already preset up in PT Distinction. So you can actually copy and paste it over. You'll have nearly 2 years worth of content already pre-built out, from lead magnets and challenges to your main flagship program, right the way through to an ongoing membership program already pre-done that you can adapt and adjust. And we give you training on how to use it effectively and correctly. Then on top of that, you'll have access to our Academy support, where we have a private community. You get weekly or 2 weekly group coaching calls with me and the team, and we're there to help and support you, answer all your questions, and basically just make sure you are not alone when it comes to running your online fitness business. So if you do want support, coaching, community all in one place, come and check out the PT Ninja Academy. You can literally start today for £97 and it's cancelled anytime as well. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.